Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Yo, 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 good people, it's your homie HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan's on. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys never miss what we're bringing to the world, all right? So we all know that we are light and water beings, okay? We all understand we are light and water beings. But what did that actually really mean when it talks about your health? So remember that the first people who really dived and dived into health, into medicine, and into transforming things from one particular organism to another, they were called alchemists, all right? And so that's really the nuts and bolts of really what you want to understand when you're dealing with the herbs as well. You want to be able to provide your clients with the proper vitamin and mineral nutrition that they need, along with healthy lifestyle activities that can really start to help out in these two areas, the light and the water, okay? So light and water when it comes to health is about heat and water. And when you have heat and water, then you produce a humidity inside of this particular shell that we call the body. And based on the constituents of that heat and water, it will produce what we call body temperature and body pressures, okay? And so when the temperature goes up in the body, the pressure goes up. When the pressure comes down in the body temperature comes down, okay? So we have to understand how these things correlate, and what our job is to do is to make sure that we maintain the proper pH balance in the body that will keep the proper temperatures and pressures in the body, okay? And we can use food as medicines with some herbal supplementations to make sure that we keep this cohesiveness during the duration of our life, okay? And this is going to promote healthy living. This is also going to promote optimal health. So when you're looking at, are you in optimal health, or can you be in optimal health, or what can you do to obtain optimal health, then this is the more simplistic way to understand what's going on inside of the body, and really what is your job when you dealt with the task of eating foods, okay? Your job is to simply keep a neutrality between the body temperatures and the body pressure. You want to keep them on point. Any deviation at a large scale will create overactivity or underactivity in the body that would then start to lend toward acute and chronic and degenerative situations within the tissues and the cells. And once we start to have malfunctions with the organs and the cells and the tissues, then that's when we really get into a lot of trouble. Even the allopathic community will have a hard time dealing with, because once that communication system is broken, and that's through the nervous system, once the transportation system is clogged up or congested, which is your circulatory system, once your digestive system has been interrupted, all of these can cause massive overactivity or underactivity within the body that can start leading to these cell and tissue degeneration issues, okay? So we really want to focus on how do we maintain this heat and water balance, okay? Remembering that it's going to cause a humidity, or it's going to cause basically a stagnation. So on the heat side, you're going to be condensating all the time. If you provide a lot of heat in with this liquid, then you're going to be basically providing vapor, okay, gas, okay, and that also is going to lead to condensation. So then now you're going to be either dealing with a lot of gaseous issues or a lot of water issues, like a lot of water element issues. So basically a lot of mucus could be formulating in the body due to this overheating, or you can be producing a lot of gas in the body due to this overheating, due to this over acidic body, or this over mucus forming body that you have started to produce because there's too much heat in the body. Also, the heat will start to produce this overactivity within your organs and your tissues, and then now we can start to run down or burn out these organs and these tissues from this overactivity. Okay, so that's what the heat can produce, all right? Now, what if this humidity is not such, right? And the body is always cold, and the temperatures and the pressures are always under or low, right? So a cold environment will produce its own issues, what we like to call stagnation, okay? Just think about you freezing water, right? You stagnate the molecules in the water, and now they're in a frozen state, right? So this thing starts to slow down. Even that's why we tell people drinking cold water really can be conducive to obesity. Why? Because it slows down the metabolism. So once we start to introduce cold into the body, or we keep ourselves at this at a cold level, right? And this cold could mean having mucus in the body, all right? But what happens is once this stagnation really starts and it starts to slow things down, now circulatory system can get sluggish, okay? And you can do this with sugary foods as well. It starts to coagulate the blood. It starts to slow things down, okay? When you're looking at arthritis, or when you're looking at your nervous system, right? The communication between your nerves starts to slow down. And now, you're having problems with brain to limb functionality, or you may be having muscle contractions, or you may be having nervous issues where you're having nerve pain, or you're having reflex issues and stuff like that. Slow reflexes, right? Because the body is starting to slow things down. And that's where the cold environment can come in at. Now, what are some of these foods that can aid onto this body temperature and body pressure stuff, right? So we know that fruits and vegetables are cooling to the body, all right? So they're going to aid in cooling down the body, okay? And we know that spices and things of that nature are going to be conducive to heating up the body. Your spices, your alcohols, all this type of stuff, it is going to be conducive to heating up the body, okay? So if you start to look at this from a seasonal standpoint, or if you start to look at this even from a day-to-day standpoint, right? Looking at the temperature of that day. If you're in a hot day, then you're probably going to want cooling foods, right? Because as you generate energy, you're going to heat up organically. And then if you're out in this hot day, then that is going to also add on to your body heating up in temperature. Now, when the temperatures go up, the pressures go up. So now you could be privy to headaches, high blood pressure, swellings, all this type of stuff that associated with high temperatures and high pressures in the body, okay? So on days that are very hot, and you know you're going to be doing a lot of moving around that day, then you're going to want cooling foods to keep you neutral, not to go into cool, but to not take you so far into hot. So in order to just keep you neutral, you need cooling foods, okay? We're not trying to move the pendulum over to you being cold. We're just trying to keep you neutral, okay? So that is always the attempt. Now again, when your body is sedentary and you're in cool environments, okay, whether the building is cool and you're not doing a whole lot, but you're in AC all the time, you may want to go toward spicier foods or stuff like that that will help the body heat up itself. Soups and stuff like that would also help the body heat itself up. Broths that would also help the body heat itself up. Even cooked vegetables, okay, that would also help the body heat itself up a little bit, okay? So when you're in colder environments or cooler environments and you're not doing a whole lot of moving around, then that's going to be conducive to spicier foods. A lot of times when you talk about people with arthritis, you'll see that they're in cool environments, right? And they're not doing a whole lot of moving, whether they can or can't. They don't move a whole lot. And so before they actually start to get that body moving around, they're going to feel the pains in these particular areas, okay? So that's because the body has not heated up enough to get these areas warm enough to where you don't feel the issues that you feel. So we got to start playing the body by the seasons, and we got to start using the seasons to help us with our body temperatures and body pressures. But we also got to start internalizing and self-actualizing ourselves in a day-to-day framework to where we're able to do this in a microcosm and not just the macrocosm. I want you guys to understand the big theme of it, but I also want us to be able to apply this in a more day-to-day understanding, a more day-to-day regimen, so that we can really start to balance the two simple things in the body, which is heat and liquid, and start making sure that our body temperatures and body pressures stay in a neutral mode. And I promise you that this method by itself, simply by itself, will help you gain and improve health as you continue to go on forward. So I didn't want to make this video long, you guys, but I definitely wanted to make it strong. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan.
Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.